Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Row of Gilead here with your Unlock Marquee event for Balin, the Lord of Moria. Without further ado, let's kind of jump in and see what Erendil the Mariner has to say about it. Ringbearer, a new opportunity has arisen that I had not considered before. I have found a shattered timeline where Lord Balin survived and has become the Lord of Moria. Balin was well known for the crucial part he played in the Battle of the Five Armies. However, in our true timeline, Balin fell in the mirror at the Mirror during his subsequent campaign to retake the mines of Moria. In this shattered timeline, Lord Balin's fate was rewritten when he chose to aid the Lorien elves in a time of need. This aid formed a strong bond between their peoples, and the rewards of such a bond could never be clearer. Do not let this opportunity slip by. Follow the story of Lord Balin, assist him in his travels, and gather the shards necessary to bring his true dwarven lordship to your collection. Very cool. So, this is your first time watching a Marquee event video. This is going to go pretty quick. We're going to run through the first 5 tiers, unlock him. It's going to teach us how to use his abilities. While we're there, we're going to talk about kind of what his usefulness looks like it's going to be. So, tier 1 is his basic. His strength of Durin packs a punch and cleanses a bane from a random squad member. That's nice. Look over there, the golden wood of Lorien.
That means we are getting closer to home. Still, I thought there would be fewer orcs this far west.
Yes, I concur, but we cannot simply leave these orcs to assault the elven lands. I like when they put story in these. It's always refreshing. Alright, yeah, this is our first real what-if story, too, aside from the things going on in the in-game campaigns, so this is kind of nice. We get some story. Lord Balin, son of Fundin, is a wise leader that will grant his squad boons on the battlefield. His strength of Durin packs a punch and cleanses a bane from a random squad member. Just hit auto and let this play. So what really looks like is going to happen with Lord Balin, because his kit has synergy with both elves and dwarves. I highly suspect that we're going to be making a hybrid team with him in the not too distant future. Probably either like Philly, Killy, Legolas, Gimli, Lord Balin, or maybe like Lord Balin, Rumiel, and Orofin are the 2 elves that are coming out as part of his event. And then like Legolas, Gimli, or maybe 2 of the other dwarves. So like, he's got a lot of plug-and-play viability. This will be one of the first marquees we can actually theory craft with, so that's pretty cool. There are more orcs about than I remember. We should do a proper lookabout. Wish there was more to that. I'll do the voice acting today, since it's probably going to be the highlight of this video. So, Tier 2, his special 1, with Dwarven Sundering, Lord Balin unleashes a heavy hit, dealing more damage per boon on himself. He also has a chance per elf ally to gain Nimble, so that's where we want at least a couple elf allies.
Orcs everywhere, Balin. I wouldn't want to be in the elves' shoes.
I've seen enough orcs to last a lifetime. Let's clear this lot out and continue on our way. Yeah, again, neat little twist and side story. I wish there was a little more development in here. We'll do little critiques, I guess, as we go through. So he hits more damage per boon on self. He also has a chance to gain nimble per elf ally. So, of course, they gave us a start with no elf allies, so we don't get to see him gain the nimble. So that's cool. I imagine that when we do the marquee events for Orofin and Rumiel, we'll see more of his special 1 in action. But for today, it's just free. That's the nice thing about the marquee events, though, is these do not require you to have a whole lot in the way of upgrades or experience or knowledge. You just kind of go in and hit auto and you win. Let's see, special 2, Miser Bull's Reckoning cleanses banes and grants regeneration to all squad members. That's nice, that's nice. These orcs are more organized than I'm used to seeing.
True, I don't like it. Not that there's anything to like about orcs.
They're assembling near Lorien. We can't turn our backs on this. The elves will need our help. Yeah. Woo! So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Again, I think this is just going to take us to when we meet their first elf buddy. cleanses additional Bane on Dwarf and Elf squad members. So it clears a Bane and gives everyone regeneration, but if they're Dwarves or Elves, it's 2 Banes, 2 stacks regen. Yeah. So again, like this guy, lots of plug and play, because you don't need Dwarves and Elves or all Dwarves and Elves for those abilities to be useful, right? Like, right now, if I wanted to make a Fellowship team, the only person he really wouldn't be helping is Gandalf, right? So, I mean, as far as that's concerned, this guy has a lot of plug-and-play viability, and I think that's really where this character is meant to shine. We'll go over his kit very briefly here at the end of the video, just to kind of talk about the things you're going to see at the top end of it, and whether or not he's going to be worth your investment. Now, me personally, I cannot really afford to invest too heavily in all of the different characters that they release every few weeks. It's just one of those things where... you know, maybe when the channel takes off, but for now, it just has to be what it is. Hey, look at that, a glitch. Didn't mark it as completed. Tier 4, his passive Faith and Loyalty grants Lord Balin turn meter if he gets inflicted with a Bane. If Rumia and Orofin are allies, Balin's Faith and Loyalty will allow Balin to survive a fatal blow once per battle. Cool. Fro, you go around towards the left. Biffa and I will distract them.
That ought to confuse them. We've got to warn Galadriel. What's on her doorstep?
Interesting that Fro is not a character from the books, but they chose to tie him into one of the company that he has coming back to retake Moria. I like that. I like it a lot. And so they don't give us Rumia and Orofin, so we don't even get to see half of this kit, which is a little annoying. That's okay, we'll go over it. And again, hopefully when we have the events for Orofin and Rumia, we'll get to have Lord Balin on our team, and we'll get to see a bit more of his functionality with them. It seems like a missed opportunity to me to not put them in here with his initial kit launch, because if you were trying to sell me on this 3-piece team, you'd think you'd highlight them a bit more in the Marquee event to get me more excited to spend money and or just to unlock and put resources into it. But anyway, good work, everyone. I haven't seen any of Galadriel's folk around yet, so we'll need to head further into Lorien.
Hopefully they're friendlier than Thranduil's folk and won't lock us up.
Galadriel's different. She will listen. That is true. Thranduil's kind of a dick. Galadriel can also be kind of a dick, but she is more big picture than Thranduil. Alright, his final passive bonus, or is this his leadership? I think this is leadership. Lord of Moria grants boons to a squad member when they are inflicted with a Bane. So anytime you get a Bane, you get a boon. Dwarves gain Eagle Eye, Elves gain Protection, and Balin's Expedition gains both boons. See, that's what I'm saying. There's that Elf-Dwarf combo stuff already. I mean, if I had the cash, this would be the character of the 3 I would invest in. Alright, we're back to the chat. Let's see. Orcs have come this far into the Golden Wood? Good thing we're here. Let's let them have it. But yes, I'm very stoked to see this. So if you're going to buy this character, Orofin or Rumiel, just based on his kit, Lord Balin is worth the investment. Mostly because he has synergy with elves and dwarves and his own team, and with general characters regardless of their teams. So, like, he is one of those characters that this might truly be our, besides Gaz Ironhide, might really truly be our first plug-and-play character in Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. He sees all kinds of... Look at that. Look at all those bonuses he just pops off with the leader ability. And we're not even seeing the full picture because we don't have the 2 elves from his team, and we also don't have, you know, better dwarves. We're using the most generic ones so far. So, yeah. So far, Lord Balin is looking like he's going to be a banger of a character. And we'll review the kit here in just a moment so that we can all see kind of what we're looking at with the end game for him for leveling him up. Help often comes unforeseen. I was not expecting assistance from the dwarves, Lord Balin. It is most appreciated. We're returning to our homeland in Moria, but could not pass by and let your lands be assailed. Perhaps this day will bring us to a future where elves and dwarves may exist together peacefully. Very cool. All right, so that's the first chapter, I guess, of the What If storyline. So that's kind of neat. We get our first peek at Galadriel in game 2 in that little. I would not call that a cutscene. But that being said, let's unlock our boy here.
Summon Balin.
It is a really cool look too. Like, he looks cool, his kit's cool. If I had the scratch, this would be the character to invest in. So that being said, where are we at? Oh, wrong thing. We want to go and look at his kit reveal real fast, just so that you get a full picture of what he's going to be like when he's fully upgraded. So he's obviously a light alignment. He has only one faction, which is a little upsetting, which is Balin's Expedition. His category tags, he's got support, dwarf, Balin's Expedition, two-handed heavy, and leader. So we already know what the strength of Durin did at its basic. At its maximum, the strength of Durin basic, attack the target enemy for 190% damage, cleanse 1 Bane from 1 random squad member. So that actually doesn't get any better, unfortunately. This one will end up at ability max, attack the target with his special 2 Dwarven Sundering for 330% damage, and an additional 30% damage per boon on self, up to the max of 5 boons for 150% damage, 50% chance per elf ally to gain 1 stack of Nibble. So if you have choose 2 elf allies with him, or even Legolas and one of his elf allies, or say you're running him on a weird hybrid team with like Elrond and Legolas, and I mean, you know, you can get a lot of free Nimble. What I'm getting at. You get a lot of free Nimble from piecing them into other teams. Special ability 2, Mazur Bool's Reckoning. At maximum, cleanse 2 Banes from all Dwarf and Elf squad members and 1 Bane from all other allies. Grant 2 stacks of regeneration for 2 turns to all squad members. So yeah, there again, worst case scenario, no matter what team you're putting them on, you're cleansing 1 Bane and giving everyone 2 stacks of regen when that's maxed out. So that's pretty dope. Passive, the Faith and Loyalty at max. When this character is inflicted with a Bane, gain 5% turn meter. Cool. If Rumiel and Ordofin are allies, the first time this character receives a fatal blow, heal self for 25% of this character's max health, attack all enemies 2 times for 90% damage per hit, grant 100% turn meter to Rumiel and Ordofin. So far it looks like he's meant to play with his 2-piece, Rumiel and Ordofin, and then you can plug and play anything else in that team to help us out as well. His leader at maximum, when a dwarf squad member is inflicted with a Bane, they gain Eagle Eye for 1 turn. When an elf squad member is inflicted with a Bane, they gain protection for 1 turn. And when a Balin's Expedition squad member is inflicted with a Bane, they gain both effects. So both of his little elf buddies will always gain protection and Eagle Eye anytime they're hit with a Bane, which is pretty dope. Dwarf and elf squad members gain 20% armor. So again, universal right here. Everyone dwarf or elf squad ally is going to get 20% armor. And that's basically where we're at. You've got until the 8 a.m. Pacific time, so that's 12 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, 11 a.m. Eastern Pacific Eastern time to finish unlocking your Lord Balin. If you are gonna spend, I would highly recommend spending enough to get him to 5 stars so that you can get these last 2 tiers. Tier 6 is okay, 10 luminous crystals, 50k gold, 15k character experience, but what you really want if you're going to invest in this character, get him to 5 stars, is this tier 7. 10x epic ability materials, 500,000 gold, 250,000 character experience. It's huge, not just for getting the character, but for your account. It's the best way to not only like maximize your investment, but to get, you know, these leader ability materials. In fact, it's the only way to get these epic ability materials at the moment. So if you are looking for those, you're going to need to spend, but this is, as far as I'm concerned, the best character that you could spend it on right now. Full stop. There's really nobody right now that is going to be as plug and play viable as Lord Balin. But that being said, everyone, thanks for coming out to the video today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment your team comps, and see if maybe you thought of something I didn't that you can use Lord Balin for down in the comments. But that being said, we don't really have a sign off on the channel, so until next time, catch you later.